The Peterson Institute for International Economics came out with a ranking, which I thought was real interesting. And what it did was it actually scored the countries on the highest, the countries that had the highest number of billionaires, not by number, but per capita, which was very interesting because it kind of gives you an idea to recognize the fact that, there's a lot of potential in other countries, probably more so than the country you actually live in, because you'd be surprised on these rankings that I've got here. In fact, the U.S. wasn't even in the top 12 of these countries. And so, the reason I'm showing you this too is a lot of people wonder, can they make money outside their home country? They get in this comfort zone and they wonder, can they really make it? Well, this will give you a good picture of where the money's being made per capita. And this is what you want to look at. And you got to remember too, if there's a lot of billionaires, there's a ton of millionaires. So there are a lot of opportunities out there in countries that are tax havens, and I'm going to go through the ones that are tax havens and ones that aren't. Also, if you get a chance, if you go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, if you want more information, hit where it says apply with us at the top bar, and then fill out those questions, and then hit the bottom bar that says send back to us. We'll get back with you and see what we can do to help you. Okay, now, which places have the highest concentration of billionaires in the whole world? Well, let's start off with number 13. Number 13 is going to be the United States. And the USA is, obviously, they tax not only a worldwide income if you're a resident, but they also tax worldwide income if you're a citizen. The country that's after the U.S. is Ireland. Ireland also taxes worldwide income to its residents. The next in line is Israel, and Israel does tax worldwide income if you're a resident. Norway is next, and Norway has very high taxes, and it does tax worldwide income for residents. Iceland is another one that taxes worldwide income to residents. The next in line is Sweden, and Sweden obviously not only taxes worldwide income, but has tremendously high taxes. And then we start getting now towards the ones that have the most per capita, and we start hitting now some real tax havens, and that is Singapore, which is the next in line. And Singapore has a territorial tax system if you're a resident of Singapore. Next in line is Switzerland, and Switzerland has a deal where you can live there and agree to pay a lump sum depending on the canton that you're staying in, and that's all the tax that you would pay no matter what your income is. All right, the next in line after that is Cyprus. Cyprus has the next number of billionaires per capita, and Cyprus does tax worldwide income to residents, but it's a pretty low tax, lower than most of the countries in the EU. Next in line is Hong Kong. Hong Kong has a territorial tax system, and Hong Kong has quite a few billionaires. In fact, I actually checked it several years back, and it was actually about number 2, and they've fallen back just a little bit, but there's still quite a few billionaires there. And remember, like I said, if you got a lot of billionaires, you're going to have a lot of millionaires, which shows you, if you got more people making that kind of money, it shows you the potential of making that kind of money in that country. The next in line is Liechtenstein, and Liechtenstein is actually in Europe, and it does tax worldwide income too. It's not a tax haven. It does have real strict privacy laws, but they do have fairly high taxes. The next in line, believe it or not, and this is number 2 in the world as far as per capita billionaires, is St. Kitts and Nevis. And number 1 is Monaco. Monaco has more billionaires per capita than any country in the world. Now, remember when I gave you these rankings, this is not the countries that have the most number of billionaires. USA has the highest number, but there's over 300 million people in the U.S. So you have to take that consideration. This is per capita. So, this is the thing you got to look at. And the guy that wrote this, he sounds like a socialist, though. He says, unsurprisingly, he said that small enclaves catering specifically to the super rich, such as Monaco, St. Kitts and Nevis, Liechtenstein, and financial centers like Hong Kong, Singapore, Switzerland, top the list for most billionaires per capita. But he says this, he says, but Scandinavian countries like Sweden, Iceland, Norway, Denmark, despite having some of the lowest income inequality and highest income taxes, are also on the list, indicating that progressive welfare states do not inherently threaten the accumulation of great wealth among a small number of people. Large emerging markets, often notorious for rapidly rising inequality, such as Russia, China, Brazil, still have a relatively limited number of super rich per capita. Now, the end part was true, but the other part was plain out. That's stupidity to think that paying a lot more out in taxes. Countries like Sweden, Iceland, Norway, and Denmark have at least around 50% of your money paid out in taxes. That definitely doesn't help you to become a billionaire, I can tell you that. If you notice, a lot of the countries that were tax havens were at the very top. So it shows you the potential that you can literally make a lot more money per capita in some of these tax haven countries. It just depends on your situation. Anyway, if you got more questions on this, if you go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen, and you'll get new videos as they come out automatically. Also, we'd like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below. We'll get back with you on that. And if you go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, hit the top bar that says Apply with Us, and then fill out the questions, and then send that back to us where it says Send Back to Us, and we'll get back with you and see what we can do to help lower your taxes. We can show you how to legally get your taxes to zero, and also how to get a second passport as quick as 3 months. We deal with 74 citizenship by investment, residency by investment countries. If you're not interested in the countries we've listed today, we got a bunch more that we can work with you on. It just depends on what you're looking for, and I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.